What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the finale of college football year one here on Beast Mode TV. This is the final episode where we get ready to kind of showcase our upcoming draft class based off of what happened in this little universe, if you will, of Connected Franchise Mode. Plus, this video is going to help me, so when I'm playing it back and prepping the draft class for Madden 18, I can see some of these prospects. One thing that will be modified slightly will be some of the QBs you see. Obviously, it's going to cost me a little bit more work because I'm going to have to physically remove them. But there's a couple big-time QBs, a couple big-time running backs. Like, at first, right now, looking at these QBs here, you're noticing that there's no Lamar Jackson. There's no Heisman Trophy winning Josh Allen. I was going to roll with it. I was going to roll with that. I was going to say, all right, maybe they wanted to declare, and that makes next year's draft class at the quarterback spot even more interesting. But when I get to the running backs, let's just say the two #1 running backs didn't declare, and that's just not realistic. So you need to kind of find a fine balance between basing everything off of what happened in NCAA and really what's going to happen in real life. Like, Lamar Jackson might not declare. Josh Allen might not declare. I mean, if he won the Heisman, he probably would. But there's a chance. There's no way in hell Saquon Barkley and Darius Guice aren't declaring. So you might not see some of these players, but they will be there when we do the full draft. So I guess maybe also worth tuning into the draft episode of Madden because you're going to see some prospects you might not necessarily see here. So we'll just act like this is like maybe the first draft NCAA that have submitted. There's still some players undecided if they're to declare, if you really want to try to make it a point of emphasis. So looking at the QBs here, we have Mason Rudolph, Baker Mayfield, Josh Rosen, JT Barrett, Luke Falk, Nick Fitzgerald, Austin Allen, all there. So, I mean, looking at this, we're going to throw in Lamar Jackson. We're going to throw, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw in Josh Allen. I'm going to leave Lamar Jackson up because, in my opinion, Lamar Jackson should stay till his senior year. And Josh Allen's another guy that could benefit, but if he won the Heisman Trophy, he's going to be in here. So Josh Allen will be added to this class. Lamar Jackson, however, will be waiting to be the headliner in next year's 2019 draft class. Looking at this, JT Barrett getting a 3rd round projection. I don't know if he bought that somewhere, but he's a guy that's, prime candidate to switch positions if he wants to make an NFL roster. Same goes here for Quentin Flowers, the senior from South Florida. Again, another guy, tremendous athlete, kind of like Greg Ward. Probably have to transition to wide receiver. Jake Browning staying. DeAndre Francois, very surprised to see his name even up here. He's decided to return to school. Tanner Lee as well. That's really it. I mean, Max Brown here from Pitt. He's not even the starter at Pitt anymore. I mean, you got guys like Shimanek, Ertz, Zaire. These guys aren't going to get drafted or anything like that. So that is your quarterbacks. Baker Mayfield, Mason Rudolph, Josh Rosen, and then we will throw in Josh Allen there. So that is 4 QBs that could very well go in the first round. So keep an eye on that. Looking at the running backs, as I said, I was going to just, before looking at the QBs, I was like, all right, we're gonna go along with the story that Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are going. But then when I looked at the running backs, I didn't see Saquon Barkley, I didn't see Darius Guice. I was like, okay, well, we're gonna have to take some liberties. So look at the running backs, 100% Saquon Barkley and Darius Guice will be included. But outside of that, Nick Chubb got a good projection here, 97 overall. Royce Freeman's a beast, one of the top running backs, probably the top running back in college last year or this year based off of this. Justin Jackson from Northwestern. We have Akram Wadley from Iowa. Kalen Balich from Arizona State. Lindsey here from Colorado. Crawford from West Virginia. Ralph Webb, Sony Michel, Trayvon McMillan, Bryce Love. Those are the big names there. Backs that are probably going to go realistically in the first 5 rounds. I'm not going to be as generous as what NCAA is giving them. Outside of that, you got James Williams, LJ Scott, Ryan Null, Ty Johnson, Jalen Samuels, Ray Lowry, and Dontrell Hilliard. It's the guys that are being labeled as draft picks. I mean, I don't know how thin you want to go down here with these guys, but Bryce Love's a guy to keep an eye on for our Philadelphia Eagles. Kind of like a mini Christian McCaffrey, plays very, very similar. And where we don't have a 2nd or 3rd round pick with the Eagles, could be an interesting pick. But some good running backs for sure. But obviously, it's going to be Darius Guice, Saquon Barkley, Nick Chubb, Royce Freeman. Like, those are going to be the big guys that are come off early. Look at the fullback spot. I mean, look at that. You got one guy, Winston DeMel, and a couple. Oh, he's not even going. So we got Khalid Hill from Michigan and Christian Payne from Georgia. I mean, that's a pretty badass name, to be honest with you. Excuse me, but it's fullbacks. Look at the wide receivers. Good list. There's some good playmakers right here. We have James Washington, Dante Pettis, Darren Carrington, Alan Lazard. All got 1st round grades. You got Charles Nelson here and DeMornay Pearson L from Nebraska. I mean, those guys are smaller, undersized guys. Probably will slip in the draft just a little bit. We got Devo Samuel from South Carolina. This guy's an absolute playmaker. Equinemius St. Brown from Notre Dame. Look at that size, 6'5", 204. He's going to be a beast. Kiki Kute from Texas Tech. Again, kind of in the mold of a guy's probably going to slip a little bit. And he's not even coming, so he's staying. We have Darren Andrews from UCLA, second-round grade. Jamon Moore from Mizzou, second-round grade. Irvin from Syracuse. We got DJ Chark from LSU. Jared Cornelius from Arkansas. Paris Campbell from Ohio State. Juwan Jennings from Tennessee. We got Jalen Brown from Northwestern actually staying. We have another one. Alden Tate, who won the top wide receiver. He has decided to stay. We have Cam Phillips from Virginia Tech. He's declared. Deshaun Hamilton from Penn State. Donald Gray from Mississippi State. Jazz Peavy from Wisconsin. Malik Turner from Illinois. Nick Westbrook from Indiana, I believe that is. Jordan Lasley from UCLA. Rashad Still from Minnesota. Robert Foster from Bama. Jester Wee from Pitt. Bryce Bobo from Colorado. And that's really does it here for the draftable wide receivers. Not the best draft class, definitely top heavy. No one really at the top of my mind. I mean, I could be. Actually, what I'm going to do here to kind of go along. As you can tell, I'm very well recorded. I actually have my list of notes of wide receivers. So we don't see Calvin Ridley. He's going to be there. We're not going to let him stay. Same goes with Cortland Sutton. So you're going to see Calvin Ridley and Cortland Sutton. Kind of in the same mold as Saquon Barkley and Darius Geis for the running backs. It is, NCAA's get NCAA. Those guys would really declare. So you're definitely going to make sure you see those guys. Look at the tight end spot. Bunch of big time. I really do like this tight end class. Definitely these top 4 guys are really, really good. Mike Gesicki from Penn State. Troy Fumagalli from Wisconsin. Cam Seringi from Wake Forest. And Adam Brenneman from UMass. I think all those guys are going to be absolute beasts. When you're looking at the tight end spot, I mean, we're not really seeing any notable omissions. Maybe Mark Andrews from Oklahoma deciding to stay. So he's definitely going to head that class in 2019, sorry. Maybe Jalen Samuels from North Carolina State. Is he here? Real awkward type player, Jalen Samuels. He's like 6 feet tall. Kind of reminds me of Delaney Walker a little bit. No DeAndre Goolsby from Florida. But those first 4 tight ends going to be the first guys going off the board. We have Herndon here from the U. Hurst from South Carolina. Baugh from Ohio State. Roberts from UCLA. Sweeney from Boston College. McKeever from Florida International. Rowe from Boise State. Kind of rounds up our tight ends. I wouldn't expect to see those guys kind of carry over, but you're definitely going to see the big 3, big 4, debatably. Look at the offensive line at tackle. We have Mason Cole here, who may very well make the transition to the center spot. I know he's one of the top projected centers. We got Mike McGlinchey, Brian O'Neill, Tyrell Crosby, Jamarco Jones, Brendan Mahon, Mitch Hyatt, Martinez Rankin. We got Toa Lebendan as the tackles. Bentley Spain's here. One guy we don't see. Big guy. Well, there's 2 of them, debatably. There's no Orlando Brown, but he's probably going to be classified as a right tackle. But the big one I'm not seeing right now is Connor Williams from Texas. We're probably going to throw his name in there as well because he's, consensus top 5 pick at this moment. Looking at left guard, we have Cody O'Connell from Washington State. Wyatt Teller, Virginia Tech. Will Hernandez, UTEP. Ross Pierschbacher from Alabama. Kenny Lacy from UCLA, and Dorian Miller from Rutgers as our guards. That's pretty much, where you see it. I mean, I'm not seeing any Quentin Nelson from Notre Dame here. We're definitely going to include him in our draft class. Center, we have Billy Price, pretty much undisputed top center in this year's draft class. Michael Dieter from Wisconsin. Colton Shelton from Washington. Questenberry from UCLA. Frank Ragnow, there we go. One of the top centers here from Arkansas. Project go round 5. Might see that be a little bit higher. And Bradley Boozman here from Alabama, getting a 7th round grade. Right guard, we have Sean Welsh from Iowa, Jeremy Irvin, Colorado, Brookser from Pitt, Doles from Northwestern, Bosch from West Virginia, and Tony Adams from NC State to go along with Tyrone Crowder from Clemson. 7th, only 89 overall for Crowder. A lot of people in real life kind of regard as one of the top guards in college right now. So he might get a little bit of a boost here. Who knows? Looking at right tackle, we have Cole Madison from Washington State, Crabtree, Ohio State, Braden Smith, there we go, from, where's that? AU. Shout out to Not the Expert from Auburn. Throckmorton, awesome name, from Oregon. We got Nelson from Penn State, Bogner from Iowa, Delorio from Illinois, as the top tackle, so not really missing anyone. Orlando Brown is an interesting thing that wasn't there. Same thing goes for Connor Williams. I think what we'll do, we'll let Orlando Brown stay, but we'll make sure that Connor Williams gets imported from Texas. Now jumping on the defensive side of things, so make sure my notes kind of stay as is. At defensive end, at left side, we have Tyquan Lewis from Ohio State, Kyle Pitts, Utah, Deshaun Hand, Alabama, Zuniga decided to leave early from Florida, Obasi from Wisconsin, Elijah Ford from Wake Forest, Denzel Ware from Kentucky. We got Wicker here from Arizona State, Jalen Holmes from Ohio State, James Looney from Cal. We also have Clellan Farrell from Clemson deciding to leave early. So there's definitely some talent there at the defensive end. Maybe not as strong as the 2017 draft class, but there's definitely some big-time names. We got Harold Landry, who's going to go first-round grade. Sheehy from Wisconsin. Bradley Chubb from North Carolina State. This guy's an absolute stud. Marquise Hayes, Ole Miss. Marcel Frazier from Mizzou. Anna Bonham from Maryland. Josh Sweat from Florida State. Freeman from Georgia Tech. Mondo from Oregon. Gooch from Indiana. We got Lawler here. A couple other names. So not really looking at defensive end. I'm not seeing a Sam Hubbard. I'm not seeing an Arden Key. I think Arden Key might be an outside linebacker. So I guess Sam Hubbard would be the #1 name that's been left off. I don't know yet if I'm going to add him or not, but definitely some nice prospects here. Looking at D tackle, we have Lowell Lutulele, projected first round. Same with Maurice Hurst. Both these guys are beasts. Steven Richardson from Minnesota. Ford from Puna Ford from Texas. That's a hilarious name. Henderson from Texas A&M. Cothran. Will Geary. We got Harrison Phillips. Bazada. Jalen Dalton from North Carolina. Williams from Michigan State. Hill from Michael Hill. Mr. Michael Hill. Most bland name ever from Ohio State. Derek Ndadi from Florida State. Much higher. I don't think he's going to go much higher than the 5th round. We have this guy here from UCLA. I'm not even going to try to butcher his Samoan name. Hoff from Indiana. Mokofisi from Utah. What the hell? Kenny Bigelow Jr. from USC. And that will round up here, really, the defensive tackles. No one really missing. That's a lie. There's no Daron Payne, Vita Valle from Washington, Christian Wilkins from Clemson. You're probably going to see those guys in our draft, along with the P players that have been mentioned here. Left side linebackers for the outside line. We got Kenny Young from UCLA, Leo Lewis from Mississippi State, Hurns from Louisville, Pugh from Florida State, Okoronkwo from Oklahoma. We got Nineman from Iowa, Nwosu from USC, Warner from BYU, and Calhoun from Arizona State, as well as Lorenzo Carter from the University of Georgia. So it's definitely not the strongest outside linebacker class. We have Keisha here from Wisconsin. In real life got hurt, but if he wasn't, he's definitely had a chance to be regarded as the top middle linebacker from this year's draft class. Very talented player. Beria from Washington. We got Azim Victor from Washington. He's a beast. Sky Moore, South Carolina. We got Evans, Palma, Kabinda, Franklin, Jones. F this guy. Alvin Jones, this guy's a straight-up sucker. He's a jabroni. Josie Jewell from Iowa is a beast. So there's definitely some big names there at middle linebacker. I'm not seeing any Cameron Smith, Micah Kaiser, Sean Dion Hamilton types. May see them when it comes to the NCAA or the actual draft. Rounding up outside linebackers, we got Scales, Frey, McCray, Cockrell, Traven Howard, Aduwu from Pitt, Bailey, Kalimbaye, Bellamy, Alan William from South Carolina. We got Bo Bauer from Iowa. Great linebacking core there at Auburn, or Iowa, sorry. But you're not seeing, there's no Arden Key. So Arden Key will be added to the list of players you gotta see. He's one of the top players, bona fide top 15 pick in the upcoming draft class. Looking at the secondary here, we have Shaq Wiggins from Tennessee, MJ Stewart, Jordan Thomas, Rashard Fant, Duke Dawson, who's a beast, Hardigi, I think it's Hardigi, right? Hardigi? I don't know. D. Delaney, we got Stroman, Tejeda, Tyndall Jr., Chris Jones from Nebraska, Chris Lehman, South Carolina, Brandon Faceyson, Virginia Tech, real solid guy, Tremaine Washington, Darren Moulton, Isaiah Oliver, he's really good, he's a big-time playmaker, Tony Brown from Bama, Speedster, Hunt from Purdue, Watkins from Northwestern. We got Reed from Penn State. We got, Shelley State. All right, we got Mike Stevens, Anthony Everett going. That pretty much wraps up the secondary. Obviously, again, you can't really go by. This is not really, I'm not regretting this decision, but there's going to be plenty of guys to make sure you tune back into the draft video to see who are going to be in here, because there's no Minkah Fitzpatrick, Jair Alexander, Iman Marshall, Tavares McFadden. I mean, these guys' names are being left off. They're most definitely going to be featured in our draft class. Free safety, we have Marcus Allen, a beast from Penn State. He's going to be a baller. Igbukwe, Jesus, from Northwestern. Armani Watts from Texas A&M, he's a beast. Wadud from UCLA is good. Webb from Ohio State's very solid. We have Nate Andrews, Quinn Blading. Jesse Bates is leaving early, the sophomore. Very talented player. Askew Henry is staying. This guy was a beast when we played against West Virginia. Marvell Tell from USC. We have Van Smith from Clemson. So definitely some nice safeties there. Real nice safeties that we're going to be seeing. Let me see if there's any notable omissions here. Nothing yet. I mean, maybe Jordan Whitehead from Pitt. He might be a strong safety, though. Look at the strong safeties. All right, so you don't see Derwin James. He's going to be there. Derwin James 100% will be. We have Dixon from Wisconsin, Pickett, Flowers, Donnie Miles, Dominic Sanders, Chris Hawkins, Stephen Parker, Marcel Harris, very nice, even though he's hurt. Lawrence Austin, Kaiser White's a beast. This is a guy projected round 6. Might see it much, much higher. This guy's an absolute playmaker. Sean Boone, we got Ed Paris. I mean, there you go. We're missing some big-time players here. We got no Ronnie Harrison, no Derwin James, no Jordan Whitehead. So, again, those guys will certainly be added on. Look at the special teams. We got Eddie Pinero and Matt Harrison. So, Pinero, Mr. I Can Kick. He's going to be like the second coming. Nice regen for Sebastian Janikowski. As Pinero 100% is going to have 99 kick power. Then for the punter here, we have J.K. Scott coming from Alabama is the only one. Very surprised that Johnny Townsend did not get a nice little projected round because, in my biased opinion, Florida Gators have the best special teamers. So, where I am Philly, might want to look at a punter. It's almost automatic that we're going to draft a Johnny Townsend. But yeah, that being said, guys, 90%, well, let's be honest, probably 95% of the players you saw here will be the guys that we use. Obviously, some of the superstars that are clearly in real life going to declare, I will have to modify, make some, liberties, take some liberties to make sure that they are included. But that is our kind of quick preview, if you will, of the draft class that you will see here in Madden. As always, guys, we're done year number 1. If you guys want to see year number 2 continue, I think I'm going to do a little bit different format, but it does take a bunch of time to record these. So if you guys want to see year 2 of NCAA continue, obviously I'm going to take some modifications to remove the players that, in our mind, we're kind of forcing through. I'm definitely up to do it again, so let me know. Feedback always welcome in the comment section below. If this is your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit the subscribe button. Make sure you check out the Philadelphia Eagles Madden 18 Connected Franchise mode that kind of correlates with this. And until next time, it's C4. Say peace out.